beautiful souls. Welcome to the 124th solo episode of Living Without Fear. I'm Esther Buerki, your host from Switzerland, and I'm so happy you're here. If you're new to my podcast, I'm so grateful you found your way to this space where we speak from the heart, where we don't hide, where we shine in our rawness, in our tears and in our joy. And if you are a returning listener, thank you for walking with me on this path of growth, vulnerability and truth. Today, I'd love to take you with me into a very personal experience, something that has changed the way I perform, not only as a violinist, but also as a person. I've been playing the violin since I was 11 years old. I still remember the day I first held the instrument, how big it felt in my hands, how strange it was to press my fingers down on the strings, and how scratchy the first sounds were. And yet, there was something magical about it. Something inside me knew. This was my instrument. This was my voice. And since then, music has always been part of my life. I played in small orchestras first, and for the last 21 years, I've been playing in a big symphonic orchestra of about 80 musicians. Can you imagine? 80 people all coming together to create one sound, one voice, one experience for the audience. There is nothing quite like it. But you know what? For all these years, I didn't realize how badly I was preparing myself for the actual concerts. Let me describe it for you. Picture the dressing room before a concert. It's crowded, noisy, almost chaotic. Musicians are everywhere, some chatting, some nervously playing through difficult passages. Trumpets warming up in one corner, a flute running scales in another, cellos vibrating, violins cutting through the air. It's like a storm of sounds colliding all at once, a real cacophony. On top of that, there is chatter, laughter, sometimes even stress and complaints. And there I was, often joining in the talking, sometimes even drinking a strong coffee to be in shape. But what happens then? Instead of being focused and calm, I was jittery, overstimulated, and yes, sometimes my hands were literally shaking while holding my bow. All the hours of practice, all the effort I had put in that final moment, I sabotaged myself by not taking care of my inner state. And that realization hit me hard. You can prepare for weeks. You can know your notes by heart. But if you don't manage your mind and your body right before the performance, all of that preparation can crumble. Have you ever felt like that? Maybe not with music, but in another area of life. You prepared so well. Maybe for a talk, a meeting, an exam, or even a personal conversation. And then, in the final moment, you lost your focus, your calmness, and things didn't turn out the way you hoped. This summer, I decided to change it. During our rehearsal week in the Swiss mountains in Vicentis at the monastery, I created a new routine. Every morning, I got up at 6. I did my physical exercises for my back and arms because playing the violin demands a strong body. Then I meditated, allowing my mind to quiet down. After that, I went for a long walk, almost an hour, breathing in the fresh mountain air. I can still smell it, the grass, the herbs, the earthy scent of the ground in the summer. It felt like walking inside a living symphony already, with birds, streams, and wind playing their own music. When rehearsals started at 9, I was ready, energized, focused, grateful. I noticed how different my body felt. My breath was deeper, my mind was lighter, and my whole presence was calmer. Of course, the days were long, with rehearsals morning, afternoon, and evening. I was tired, but I also discovered how much the small things helped. Taking a short nap after lunch, drinking enough water, giving myself little pauses to breathe. It's funny, isn't it? Sometimes it's the simplest habits that make the biggest difference. Then came the first concert. Instead of being in the noisy dressing room, I went into the concert hall early while it was still quiet. I sat down, closed my eyes, concentrated on my breath, and let my body soften. It felt like entering into a small world of peace that belonged only to me. For a moment, the whole orchestra, the audience, the nerves, they all disappeared. There was just me, my breath, and silence. When I opened my eyes again, I felt grounded, centered, ready. And the concert? It was magical. I played difficult passages more beautifully than during the whole week. My concentration was sharp, my timing perfect. I knew exactly where we were in the score. And most importantly, I felt connected to the music, to the orchestra, to the audience, and to myself. I will never forget that feeling. The very next day, we had another concert in our hometown. This time, things were trickier. I couldn't find a quiet place. The concert hall was upstairs and too far away to sit there early. So I stood outside the building, close to the street, and tried to breathe consciously. I didn't close my eyes. I felt too exposed with people passing by. But still, I tried to stay inward. While walking up the small staircase to the stage right before the concert, I spoke less. I listened to myself more, and I tried to keep the silence inside of me. It wasn't as easy, but it worked enough. The concert was good. I was happy. And yet, something deeper happened. I realized that the way I see people has changed. For so long, I admired the loud ones, the ones who always had something clever or funny to say. I thought they were strong, admirable, the heroes. And I, being more introverted, dreamed of becoming like them, the brilliant talker, the extrovert who shines in every situation. But mindfulness has shifted something in me. I've started to see strength in silence, power in presence, depth in stillness. And that feels like an enormous identity shift. Have you ever experienced that? A moment in your life where you suddenly don't recognize yourself anymore? Where you realize you're no longer who you were, but you're also not yet sure who you're becoming. It can feel scary, and yet it's also exciting because we are alive, we are changing, we are growing. What I learned is this: we need to give ourselves time to get to know the new version of us, to experience this new identity in different situations until it feels more familiar, more natural. The second concert was not perfect. There were some little accidents. But you know what? I could live with them because I was present, I was focused, and I knew this is a path, a practice. The third concert will be even better, and maybe next time I will find that quiet place again where I can close my eyes, breathe, and turn inward before walking on stage. And that is what I want to share with you today. If you want to perform better, whether in music, in sports, at work, or simply in the challenging moments of everyday life, give yourself the gift of turning inward. Breathe, close your eyes if you can. Let your body soften. Find your silence in the middle of the noise. You will be amazed at how much more concentrated, grounded, and alive you will feel. And maybe, just maybe, you will discover a new version of yourself too. Thank you, dear listener, for spending your precious time with me. You're amazing, and you're a gift to everyone who crosses your path. If no one has told you this today, let me say it again. You're worthy, you deserve to be loved, and you matter. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you next week.